Gentlemen, allow me to pose a question that most doctors avoid. When was the last time you awoke with a robust, natural erection? Not induced by medication, not forced, simply your body performing precisely as it was intended to. If you can't recall, or if it's been weeks, perhaps even months, then what I'm about to disclose might transform everything for you. Because there's a single mineral that most men over 50 are critically deficient in. And without it, your erectile function, your energy levels, and your sleep quality all tumble down together like dominoes. I'm Barbara O'Neill, a board-certified urologist, and I've specialized in men's sexual health for more than a decade. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly which mineral addresses this triple issue, how to consume it correctly for optimal outcomes, and why ingesting it at the incorrect time renders it entirely ineffective. Before we proceed, leave a comment sharing where you're viewing from. This community is expanding globally, and I truly want to connect with you. Here's what truly shifts in men after 50. What's actually occurring within your body at this moment. After turning 50, men start depleting a vital mineral at a startling pace. Most doctors never check for it. Most men aren't even aware of its existence. But this one deficiency triggers a destructive chain reaction impacting every facet of your vitality. First, your nervous system forfeits its capacity to fully unwind. You lie in bed, utterly fatigued, but your brain just refuses to power down. Your mind swirls with ideas about work, finances, tasks for tomorrow. You're physically drained, but mentally trapped in overdrive. Nervous system locked in high gear. Second, your blood vessels start to harden and forfeit their inherent flexibility. They can't dilate adequately anymore, which results in diminished blood flow across your whole body, particularly to the penis. Imagine it like aged garden hoses left exposed to the sun for too long. They turn stiff, cracked, and fail to transport water as they once did. Third, and this is essential because your body fails to attain deep restorative sleep, your nighttime testosterone output plummets sharply. Sleep testosterone connection. Roughly 90% of your daily testosterone gets produced during the initial 3 hours of deep sleep. No deep sleep equates to no testosterone recovery. And the outcome? Weaker erections that fail to endure as long. Persistent fatigue that no quantity of coffee appears to remedy. Restless nights where you awaken several times and never feel genuinely refreshed. And that awful sensation that intimacy is gradually fading away with every year that passes. But here's the reality that altered everything. This isn't aging, not aging, it's depletion. This is depletion, and depletion can be corrected. Remain with me because what I'm about to demonstrate has assisted thousands of my patients in reclaiming what they believed was lost permanently. So, what is this potent mineral capable of revitalizing your sleep, your erections, and your energy simultaneously? It's magnesium. Now, before you assume I've heard about magnesium, that's nothing new. Let me halt you there because here's what most men get utterly mistaken. And it's why magnesium hasn't succeeded for you if you've attempted it previously. Magnesium isn't merely one basic element. There are, in fact, 7 distinct forms of magnesium. And here's the crucial aspect. Only 2 of them genuinely function for erections, deep sleep, and testosterone production. Let me outline the 3 ways magnesium enhances your sexual health, beginning with why magnesium is utterly vital for attaining firm, dependable erections. Your capability to achieve and sustain an erection relies significantly on endothelial function, how magnesium restores blood flow. That's simply medical jargon for the capacity of your blood vessel walls to relax and widen upon receiving the signal. Envision your blood vessels as flexible rubber tubing. When healthy, they can broaden extensively to permit maximum blood flow. When impaired or deficient in essential nutrients, they remain constricted and inflexible. Magnesium directly enhances this endothelial function. It functions as a natural vasodilator, widening your blood flow channels. Here's the mechanism. At the cellular level, magnesium stimulates an enzyme known as nitric oxide synthase. This enzyme generates nitric oxide, the primary molecule that instructs your blood vessels to relax and expand fully. This mirrors the identical biological pathway that drugs like Viagra target, except magnesium bolsters your body's innate production rather than artificially compelling the process. Greater blood flow results in harder, more enduring erections. Now, here's why magnesium is indispensable for deep restorative sleep. Magnesium and deep sleep. Your nervous system functions in two separate modes. There's the sympathetic mode, your fight or flight stress reaction, and there's the parasympathetic mode, your rest and digest recovery phase. Most men over 50 remain lodged in sympathetic mode nearly continuously. Your body perceives constant threat. Magnesium aids in engaging your parasympathetic nervous system by attaching to GABA receptors in your brain. GABA is your body's inherent calming neurotransmitter, the substance that signals your brain it's secure to unwind and power off for the night. Without sufficient magnesium, you physically cannot engage these calming mechanisms adequately. Your body rests in bed, but your brain continues operating at maximum velocity. Magnesium also directly diminishes cortisol, your main stress hormone. Studies indicate that appropriate magnesium supplementation can lower cortisol levels by 15 to 20%. When cortisol decreases, two things occur. You drift off to sleep more quickly and remain asleep longer. And your body can ultimately transition into deep recovery mode where genuine restoration takes place. Testosterone, sleep, and mineral balance. And this leads us to the third transformation. Why magnesium is essential for elevating testosterone naturally. Testosterone production isn't steady all day. It adheres to a precise rhythm. The overwhelming majority of your daily testosterone output, about 90%, occurs during the first 3 hours of deep sleep each night. Not light sleep, not REM sleep, deep slow wave sleep. If you never enter those deep sleep phases because your nervous system can't relax, because your cortisol remains high, because your magnesium levels are insufficient, then your testosterone production just doesn't occur. But magnesium accomplishes something else just as vital. It reduces a protein called SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. This protein attaches to testosterone in your bloodstream and renders it inaccessible for your body to utilize. Magnesium assists in liberating that bound testosterone, meaning you possess more active, usable testosterone flowing in your system. In one study published in Biological Trace, Element Research in 2020, Scientific Evidence, Biological Trace, Element Research 2020, men who consumed 450 ml of magnesium daily for merely 4 weeks observed their testosterone levels rise by 24%. Improved sleep results in greater testosterone production. Greater testosterone results in stronger erections. Enhanced blood flow bolsters both erections and general energy. And magnesium serves as the key that activates all three systems simultaneously. Now, here's where most men undermine their outcomes without even recognizing it. So, permit me to illustrate the 4 critical errors that lead most men to falter with magnesium supplementation. Mistake number 1. The wrong magnesium form. Mistake number 1, purchasing the least expensive magnesium available. Most men enter their local pharmacy, spot a bottle of magnesium on the shelf, and select the cheapest choice. Nearly always. That's magnesium oxide. Here's the issue. Your body absorbs only around 4% of it. That means if you ingest a 400 million dose, you're only acquiring about 16 million into your system. The remainder lingers in your digestive tract and primarily induces diarrhea. The form of magnesium is more important than the dose. A premium, highly absorbable form at a reduced dose will yield much superior results. Magnesium glycinate is my primary recommendation for most men. This form is approximately 80% absorbable. It's magnesium linked to the amino acid glycine. And here's what renders it unique. Glycine itself fosters sleep and relaxation, so you're receiving a dual advantage. The magnesium relaxes your muscles and blood vessels, while the glycine soothes your nervous system. The dosage is 200 to 400 millislimol taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Best magnesium forms for sleep and erections. This form produces no digestive disturbance and is particularly effective for muscle relaxation, blood vessel dilation, and attaining deep sleep. Magnesium L-threonate is the second highly effective form, especially beneficial for men who grapple with anxiety or racing thoughts at night. This is the sole form that efficiently crosses the blood-brain barrier, meaning it directly influences brain chemistry. The dosage is higher, between 1,000 and 2,000 millis. This form is typically more costly, but for men whose primary concern is mental restlessness instead of physical tension, it can be absolutely valuable. What should you steer clear of? Avoid magnesium oxide, inexpensive magnesium citrate, and any bulk supplements where the manufacturing quality is unknown. Brands I regularly suggest are Doctor's Best, Thorne Research Encapsulations, and Life Extension. Mistake number 2, consuming magnesium in the morning. Mistake number 2, taking it at the wrong time. This is an enormous error that ruins your results. Magnesium is a relaxant. If you take it with breakfast or during the day, you're going to feel lethargic and you'll miss the whole nighttime recovery period where the true benefits occur. Remember, testosterone production takes place during sleep. Deep sleep occurs when your nervous system can unwind. Magnesium supports both processes, but these processes only happen at night. The ideal timing is 30 to 60 minutes before bed, taken with warm water or herbal tea. This timing allows the magnesium to absorb and begin functioning just as you're settling into bed. It also delivers a strong cue to your body that the day has ended and it's time to enter recovery mode. Mistake number 3, anticipating magnesium to function like a drug. Men consume magnesium for 3 nights. Don't wake up with a rock-hard erection and conclude it doesn't work. Let me clarify, magnesium is not Viagra. It doesn't provide an immediate erection. That's not its mechanism. Magnesium operates cumulatively. It's reconstructing your system from the base upward, not imposing a temporary reaction. Timeline for realistic results. Here's the practical timeline. During nights 1 through 3, you'll observe that you fall asleep more rapidly and feel more physically at ease. By the conclusion of week 1, many men begin noticing the return of morning erections. You'll also see your daytime energy enhance. Between weeks 2 and 4, this is where the genuine change unfolds. You'll encounter steady, deep sleep. Your libido intensifies markedly, and your natural erectile function starts to revive. Erections arise more readily, they're firmer, and they persist longer. This concerns rebuilding your system, not implementing a rapid solution. Mistake number 4, ingesting magnesium by itself when pairing it with other nutrients would deliver much superior results. Magnesium performs even more efficiently when combined with zinc and vitamin B6 together. These 3 nutrients create what's called ZMA, and the synergistic impact is considerably greater than any single nutrient alone. Zinc inhibits an enzyme called aromatase that transforms testosterone into estrogen. Magnesium, zinc, and B6 synergy. As men age, particularly with additional belly fat, Aromatase activity rises, meaning you're actively converting testosterone into estrogen. Zinc hinders this process. Vitamin B6 is required for your body to absorb and employ zinc effectively. It also has a direct role in neurotransmitter production, including dopamine, which affects libido and motivation. When you consume all three together, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin B6, studies demonstrate testosterone increases by roughly 30% more than magnesium alone. Step-by-step nighttime protocol. The precise protocol is 200 to 400 mg of magnesium glycinate, 30 mg of zinc in either picolinate or citrate form, and 10 to 15 mg of vitamin B6 in the P5P form. Take all three together 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Now, here's precisely what I want you to do beginning tonight. This is the exact protocol I provide to my patients. Step 1, select the appropriate form of magnesium. For most men, begin with magnesium glycinate. The dosage is 200 to 400 milligrams taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This form is perfect if your main issues are muscle tension, trouble staying asleep, or physical tightness. Good brands include Doctor's Best High Absorption Magnesium, Thorne Magnesium Bisglycinate, and Pure Encapsulations Magnesium Glycinate. If anxiety, racing thoughts, or mental unrest are your chief issues, consider magnesium L-threonate instead. The dosage is 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. This is the only form that crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly calms brain activity. Look for Life Extension NeuroMag or MagTeen brand. Step 2, establish a consistent nighttime routine around your magnesium supplementation. Building a sleep ritual. This is absolutely essential because timing isn't solely about when you take the magnesium. It's about forming a ritual that indicates to your whole body that recovery mode is starting. Here's the precise schedule. At 9 p.m., initiate your wind-down process. Begin dimming the lights across your home. This prompts your pineal gland to commence producing melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Bright lights inform your brain it's still daytime. By 9:30 p.m., switch off all screens. Your phone, television, computer, tablet, everything. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%. If you must use your phone, activate night mode, but ideally place it in another room completely. At 9:45 p.m., perform a pre-sleep ritual. Light stretching for 5 minutes to relieve muscle tension. Then complete 3 sets of 10 pelvic floor exercises. Tighten the muscles you'd employ to halt urinating midstream. Hold for 5 seconds. Relax for 5 seconds. Temperature, light, and recovery signals. These exercises fortify the muscles that retain blood in the penis during an erection. Finally, take a warm shower or wash your face with warm water. When you emerge, your core temperature decreases slightly, signaling your body it's time to sleep. At 10 p.m., take your magnesium. Mix your supplement into a full glass of warm water or herbal tea. Chamomile tea pairs especially well because it contains apigenin, a compound that also encourages sleep. If you wish to add a teaspoon of raw honey, that's acceptable. It helps stabilize your blood glucose overnight. Sit calmly while you drink this. Don't hurry. Make it a deliberate ritual. By 10:30 p.m., you should be in bed, not watching TV. Actually in bed with lights off. Your bedroom should be 65 to 68 degree F. Entirely dark using blackout curtains or an eye mask. And, if necessary, white noise from a fan or sound machine. Why does this particular schedule matter? Because consistency conditions your circadian rhythm. When you go to bed at the same time every night, even on weekends, your body learns to expect sleep and initiates the shutdown process automatically. Why tracking changes everything? Testosterone production is highly reliant on circadian rhythm. Irregular sleep schedules directly inhibit testosterone production, even if you're obtaining sufficient total hours. Step 3. Monitor your progress systematically. Keep a small notebook on your nightstand. Every morning upon waking, record 4 things. 1. How well did you sleep on a scale of 1 to 10? 2. Did you have a morning erection? Yes or no? If yes, rate the firmness 1 to 10. 3. Note your energy level upon waking. Scale of 1 to 10. 4. Rate your overall mood. Scale of 1 to 10. Why is tracking so crucial? Because the changes occur gradually. If you don't track, you might overlook the improvements. But when you review after 30 days and see that your sleep advanced from a 4 to an 8, that morning erections shifted from absent to present 5 days a week, and energy rose from a 3 to a 7. The evidence is irrefutable. Step 4. Incorporate these supporting habits that magnify magnesium's effectiveness. Cut off all caffeine by 2 p.m. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours. Even if you believe it doesn't impact you, it does. It obstructs adenosine receptors in your brain, blocking the sleepiness signal. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule, 7 days a week, including weekends. One study discovered that men with inconsistent sleep times had testosterone levels 10 to 15% lower than men with consistent schedules, even when total sleep time was identical. Habits that block testosterone. Perform 5 minutes of light stretching before bed every night. Simple movements that alleviate tension in your lower back, hips, and shoulders. This physical release engages your parasympathetic nervous system. Avoid alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Alcohol might assist you in falling asleep at first, but it entirely obstructs REM sleep and deep slow wave sleep where testosterone production occurs. One drink can diminish your deep sleep by up to 40%. This comprehensive stack tackles multiple systems simultaneously: sleep quality, testosterone production, arterial health, and nervous system balance. Clinical studies reveal testosterone increases of 30 to 42% compared to placebo. Real results from real patients. The investment is roughly $30 to $50 per month. That's about $1 a day to potentially revolutionize your sleep, energy, erections, and overall quality of life. But before you commence, let me share about Mark, 58 years old, an accountant. Mark approached me saying, "I haven't had a morning erection in over 2 years." Mark's story, 58 years old. "When my wife and I attempt intimacy, I either can't achieve an erection at all, or if I do, I lose it. He tried Viagra and it functioned, but he detested relying on it. I conducted labs. His testosterone was low normal at 350 NEDL. More significantly, his magnesium was profoundly deficient. His RBC magnesium was at 4.2 mDL when optimal is 6.0 to 6.5. I placed Mark on 400 mg of magnesium glycinate before bed, 30 mg of zinc, 10 mg of vitamin B6, and a consistent 10:30 p.m. bedtime. Week 1, Mark slept through the whole night without waking for the first time in months. Week 2, his first morning erection in over 2 years. He sent me a message that was simply 2 words. It happened. He said it was emotional. Week 4, morning erections 4 to 5 times per week. His natural function during intimacy was returning. At 2 months, Mark told me my wife noticed the change before I mentioned anything. She said I seem more present, more engaged, and the physical side is working naturally now. I discarded the Viagra. We retested. In 3 months, his testosterone had risen from 350 to 485 NGDL, a nearly 40% increase, all from rectifying a mineral deficiency and enhancing sleep quality. Gentlemen, here's the essence: weak erections, subpar sleep quality, and low energy are not permanent verdicts. Bottom line: they are signals, distinct, specific signals that your body requires magnesium, adequate recovery, and steady support. You can begin tonight. Take the correct form of magnesium at the proper time within a supportive evening routine and observe what transpires. Observe how your sleep advances in the first week. Observe how morning erections start returning in weeks 2 and 3. Observe how your energy levels stabilize. Observe how your libido fortifies and intimacy begins to feel natural once more. But I want you to pledge to 30 days. Provide your body one complete month of appropriate mineral support and consistent sleep timing. Track 3 things every morning: your sleep quality, whether you had a morning erection and how firm it was, and your energy level upon waking. At the end of 30 days, retrieve your notes and compare where you began versus where you stand now. Your 30-day commitment. You're going to witness a clear pattern of enhancement. You're going to see your sleep scores increasing. You're going to see morning erections occurring more often. You're going to see your energy levels climbing. And when you view that evidence, you're going to desire to persist because you'll recognize this is effective. And if after 30 days you truly see no improvement, what have you forfeited? You've spent perhaps $20 to $30 on supplements, and you've cultivated better sleep habits that benefit your health anyway. If this video assisted you, press that like button so more men who are struggling can discover this information, and leave your most vital men's health question in the comments below. What are you contending with? What do you wish to comprehend better? Nothing is prohibited. Ask me anything.